Good morning, folks. On the road again this morning. Got to head to the rental place, L&J Sales. Pick up a little compact tractor that they have with a small tiller on it that we can get inside the greenhouse so we can till up the soil to plant our tomatoes. Not sure if we'll actually get to planting any tomatoes today. But I just want to make sure to get the soil tilled up because it's a chance of rain this afternoon, I believe. Cindy's going to come over, so is Corey. So we are going to be planting cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower today. Possibly some onions and potatoes. We'll see how far we get. But the next 2 days are going to be spent planting tomatoes and all the crops that I just already listed. So if this is your first time tuning in, yesterday we went and planted sweet corn. We also planted some green beans at our house here in Indiana, and as well as some of our ornamental corn. So we got our first bit of sweet corn planted and green beans planted, and got the ornamental corn sprayed. Still got to spray the green beans. So I'm going to try to do that today as well. We'll just have to see where the day leads us. So got back and got the little tractor I rented unloaded. It's almost perfect for what we're going to be doing. I definitely need to get one of these. Corey and Cindy's out there planting cabbage, and I'm going to work on the greenhouse here and getting it ready. I went and stopped and got some fertilizer, basically just some triple 12. Mainly we're going to be using liquid fertilizer because we'll be putting drip tape in here. Also got some calcium, well, it's kind of like a gypsum soil conditioner. It's got calcium in it. Calcium's always good for tomatoes. And then also got some pelleted lime. Now, one thing you definitely need to consider, whether you're growing in a greenhouse or growing in your garden, lime is probably one of the most overlooked things that you can do for your garden. It doesn't matter how much soil or how much fertilizer you put in the soil. If the pH is not correct and you don't add lime, then it will not, the plants won't take up that nutrients. So always do a soil test, and whenever you can, to try to determine how much lime you need, how much fertilizer, and that kind of thing. The soil test we did here last year says the soil calls for a lot of lime. It probably hasn't been limed in several years. Probably end up putting half that bag just in the greenhouse. Now, if you've got a smaller area, and normally this stuff is all in acres, but if I take the length times the width of the greenhouse or your garden, you multiply those together, divide by 43,560, and that'll give you how many acres it is, like to the 10th or whatever. It's like 0.002, I think, what this greenhouse is if you did that conversion. But if you multiply that by the pounds of fertilizer or lime that it needs, then it'll tell you exactly how much lime, how much fertilizer, etc. So this year I think it called for like 5 or 10 pounds. So that's what we're going to put on there. I'm going to attempt to use this little lawn fertilizer spreader that I use around the house to do this. Now, this is another thing that I picked up here. This is just some topsoil and it calls humus and manure. It's basically just going to add organic matter. You can see here has organic matter. A lot of the times your soil, if you till them a lot or you work them year after year and don't plant a cover crop or something like that, you can lose that organic matter. So it's important to have organic matter in the soil to help your plants grow. Another thing that you can do is add micronutrients such as boron, copper, things like that. But again, those are trace minerals that you don't really want to add a lot of. It really just want to go by whatever your soil test tells you when you're working with micronutrients and stuff like that. So we got all the topsoil and organic matter spread out there. Ended up using, I believe, 8 bags of the topsoil mix and 6 bags of the manure or humus or whatever it is there. And again, that's a 60 by or a 12 by 60 greenhouse. So now we're going to fire up the tractor and get this all tilled in. Well, it's about 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock now. I had to take the little tractor back to that I rented back to the place I rented it from, and while I had the trailer on, I decided, well, run over to the farm, grab the 6410, and bring it over here because, well, you know, it's got some issues and we need to work on it. But I'm also going to need it over here for the tiller because we still haven't figured out the PTO issue on the 6210. We changed out the sensor on the bottom. Somebody mentioned to me, but there's another sensor that we need to change out, or yeah, if anybody knows anything about 6210 John Deere and some reasons why the PTO don't work, comment and let me know. But I'm going to take this up here and I'm going to hook the 6410 to the sprayer. That way we can use this to hook up to the mulch layer. I want to drive up here real quick because we did get this area here tilled. I just went ahead and tilled it while we had that little tractor with the tiller on it. And it worked up pretty well. You know, honestly, I really didn't think the soil would dry out this quick. I mean, literally a day's time made all the difference in the world. And Corey and Cindy were, hand transplanting our cabbage today in the plastic that we, were trying to reuse. Honestly, we'd probably been better off to pull up the plastic and till it and put new plastic down. With the time it's taking, I just didn't think the soil would dry out that quick. Now down there on that lower end, it is still really wet down there. As a matter of fact, almost got stuck last night down there trying to plant the ornamental corn and spraying. So actually had to, that's the reason there's dirt on the forks. I had to kind of push myself out. But so we couldn't have, that would have been out of the question to till that. But the cabbage is looking pretty good. Some of those guys are starting to wilt just a little bit, but they still look pretty good. And, basically we just pulled out the plant root ball that was there from last year and just stuck the cabbage plants back down in there. So it's not a hard process. It just takes a lot of time. And again, honestly, probably would have been better off just tilling this up and pulling the plastic up, tilling it, and doing it that way. But you never know unless you try, right? So we tried something different here, save a little money on plastic. All the drip tape and stuff is still in there, so I'm gonna hook that up probably in the morning because we got to still run drip tape in the greenhouse. But tonight I want to get that area over there sprayed for the green beans, as well as this area that I've got tilled up, because we're going to lay some mulch and plant some potatoes and stuff over there. Last year I made the mistake of not spraying dual down before I laid plastic, and we fought weeds all year long. I mean, it got so bad. I mean, you can still kind of see the residue through here, but the weeds came on so strong that basically we were just trying to mow it to keep up with it, and it still got out of hand. But I've got to measure off here what we're actually going to do. I know we're going to plant some potatoes and probably some onions as well. We'll be planting the onions in plastic. The potatoes we're not going to be putting in plastic. We're just going to plant them on the bare dirt. Tomorrow again, we've got to finish up the cabbage. They didn't get all that quite finished up. And then the broccoli and the cauliflower. We've also got to get all this plastic up. So once we get that up, you know, all this has got to be tilled and new plastic's got to be laid down. I really wasn't worried about it in the fall, or probably should have taken it up then, but in my mind at that point, we weren't going to be planting this until mid-May, possibly early June, because we were going to be putting stuff in our greenhouses for our early planting. So I thought I had plenty of time, and it's still not late by any means. Today is April 13th. It just feels a lot later to me this year for some reason. I mean, last year we didn't have the mulch laid or anything planted until it was like May 2nd, I think. I have to look back at that, but I don't think we had anything planted to May 2nd. And sweet corn, we didn't plant any of that until April 23rd. So, you know, we're ahead of schedule. It's just, for some reason, it just feels like it's later than it actually is. But anyway, I'm gonna go back down here. We're gonna get the sprayer hooked up so I can start cleaning that out and get this sprayed, and then figure out what we're going to do up here. Looks like the rain's going to hold off today. There was a slight chance this afternoon, and it's supposed to be pretty tomorrow, so we'll be doing the mulch stuff then. Whew. Pool's open. They come and did that this morning. It's been warm enough day that I've considered jumping in there, but the water's only 55 degrees, so I think I'll wait a few weeks before we do that. Also, for no particular reason, it seems like the GoPro, where I was taking all the B-roll footage of planting and spraying and all that stuff like that, apparently I had it on the wrong setting or something, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that video because it's not working. So some of these videos don't have any. That's why. You can blame the cameraman. He's slightly special and not very smart or savvy when it comes to technology. See if I can wheel this in here without tearing something up. We're running the tractor in the pool. that would not be good. Well, I don't know about you all, but one of my least favorite things to do, actually, I'm going to say the one thing I hate to do is clean out sprayers. It takes forever, and it's just, I mean, I know you got to do it, but it just takes forever, and I feel like I could be doing something else, you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe some of you guys, I mean, we usually, especially in a bigger sprayer, we'll fill it up with 100 gallons of water, dump a gallon of ammonia in it, let it agitate, you know, for a little bit, and then let it, you know, spray it through all the nozzles to make sure we get everything out. Then we'll, you know, rinse it out, get all the ammonia out, fill it up again with another about 100 gallons, and let that go through the nozzles to get all the ammonia out. So that's how we do it. If you guys got a better solution, or, you know, I'd like to know how some other people clean their sprayers out, just comment down below and let me know. Well, folks, that's going to about wrap it up for today. I got everything sprayed. I was going to film a little bit, but those little bitty short runs like that, about time I turn the camera on, it's time to turn the tractor around. So it's just not really good footage. But tomorrow we're going to be planting tomatoes, hopefully. Still got some cabbage to finish up. Probably going to end up tonight, going up there and hooking up the irrigation, so give the cabbage a little bit of drink of water. But other than that, hope you guys are having a good weekend, and we'll see you later. Bye.